also I needed a new challenge. I needed something new to make it more challenging again. I mean, there's different ways of how to look at the game, and also just personalities. I mean, back in the old team there was 5 Swedes, and I'm a Swede myself, so I kind of knew how everyone was. But now we have a Bosnian, a Norwegian, a Slovakian, and a Dane. So it's a lot of different personalities, but it's a lot of fun. I hope that I fit in good, and I think I fit in good. I think everyone has a lot of fun with each other. And as a player, I fit in well, but I still have like stuff to learn from everyone. And I think that you will never become a full player. Like nobody's ever going to be there. There's always going to be stuff to learn. There's never like a point where you're the ultimate player. I don't know. I don't think there's a such point. But of course, NiP can improve, and I think Consider can improve as well. They are insanely good players, both of them, and they are the 2 best players in the world right now, but there's always stuff to improve. For me, it would be really, really cool to go to San Francisco and play in front of the American crowd. I always liked the American crowd. They always bring the energy, and it will be super cool.
All right, welcome back to IEM Oakland 2017. If you can hear my voice right now, I need you to make a little noise. There it is, there it is, there it is. All right, look, I'm on the sidelines here with Christian from Clovis, California. Not that far of a drive, but just a little far away from home. Faze fan, tell me a little bit about this matchup that you're watching.
I believe the matchup was really good. I think Faze is really good against NiP. They just didn't have much of a coordination. They were going for too many individual plays.
Well, that's some coaching if I've heard it right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Inferno, though. Can they bring it back in Inferno, or will NiP just be 1 map closer?
I believe that Faze is the best team in the world right now, and I believe that they could easily take NiP 3-1.
Oh, that's a ballsy statement there. I like it. I like the jersey, too. You know where you can get this, right? shop.eslgaming.com. Head over there right now and grab one yourself. I'm going to go ahead and give it back to the boys at the Xfinity Analyst Desk.
The GoDaddy Post-Match Breakdown.
We'll have to get that guy up on the desk. Some top-tier analysis talking about Inferno. I have myself some experts of my own. I have Janko Paunovic and Chad Birchall. We're going to be talking through the first map before we even start talking about Inferno. That is a discussion in itself. But NiP have done it. NiP go into Cobblestone, a map that has been gifted to them throughout the veto process, and they managed to convert. It was not an easy feat.
What a way to kick off the finals, Alex. I mean, from the very start, you know, a lot of high explosive rounds, highlight moments all across the board. And for NiP, it was a great sign that their individual players started playing really well, right? That's something that needs to happen whenever you play against Faze, you know, the likes of Rez. He continue having a good tournament, but also the veterans get right, and Forest especially have stepped up tremendously in this first map.
I mean, it was, you know, that was the kind of Counter-Strike where we are standing up, we're celebrating, we're on the edge of our seat. It must be so hectic to play.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to watch us, you know, we're standing there jumping up, yelling, making noise. It's crazy, but I think the best thing that Janko touched on there is that Rez and Forest have been able to carry that theme of having a huge impact through. And this round right here from Forest is giving the taste of Faze's own medicine back to them, right? He gets 3 in this round. It's a huge impact round, turns the tide for NiP, and they're able to go through and scrape together a few more. But the thing is, when you're going up against a team like Faze, and it's not humbling them in any means, but it's kind of showing them anything you can do, I can do better. And Forest has been around for longer than anybody in the server, so.
I think we spent a lot of time, you know, talking about Rez and, you know, some of the other guys on NiP and the guys from Faze, but we really haven't given Forest enough justice, you know, and I think he kind of reminded us that he is one of those guys who has one of the highest skill ceilings in the history of Counter-Strike, right? He's just so talented for the game. It was notorious that he doesn't even, you know, play that match that often and still has sick aim and all of that, and you could see in this particular game, in some of the rounds, he won the rounds by himself. And on the T side, after NiP would lose to those pesky force buys from Faze, which we were talking about. So in those crucial moments, when the spirits are probably down a little bit, he steps up and brings the game back into their own hands.
Yeah, and you talk of crucial moments. I mean, you both of those new players, this is their grand final, it's big stage, but best of 5, Draken and Rez, both of them got some serious challenges thrown their way right off the bat. You had 2 1v1s the poor Draken had to try and convert. You had Rez getting entries against the world's best players. I mean, this was a good start for NiP, Chad. Am I right in thinking that by picking this one up, we could have a real grand final now? Like this is where NiP can compete?
Definitely so, and I think when the young bloods, when they get kills early, it's great because it gives them confidence. If they start 0-6 down, that's when it really starts to struggle for a young guy because you get in your own head.
And the problem for Draken was he lost 2 1v1s, 2 consecutive 1v1s, and that one against Guardian in the end also looked like, Guardian got the plan, he can be wherever, but Draken made a great rotation and won that. I think that was the turning point for him as well individually, because, I don't think he would have recovered from losing that many clutches, even though he was at a disadvantage. He might game himself in one of them, but after he won that clutch, that's where he steps up with the AWP, that round from Chicken Coop and so forth, and NiP did a great job of recovering in that first half.
They recovered and they converted it. I mean, you are going to lose rounds. You said it in the pre-match, didn't you, Yankee? You're going to lose rounds you shouldn't. And there was an instance of that where Faze were winning. I think it was 2, 3?
Three of those instances right there.
3 of the 4 they won in the second half.
Yeah, and the thing that is, we were talking about Guardian being fantastic on the CT side of this map, but that's with the AWP. When your economy is, so strung out and you're only winning 4 spy rounds, you're not going to get an AWP in his hand very often, and that's an issue, especially when Guardian, his most impact can be with that weapon. Yeah,
and onto that second map as well. Last point, though, on Cobblestone, Yanko.
No, we can move on to the second map. It's only about that this is, Faze, you could see that this is not their good map, right? That they are struggling for depth on that T side as well. The pistol round was great, the strat, the fake B and all of that, but they run out of things after a while, just going for that B execute and so on. So it was great for NiP to get into the final on that particular map.
So to run with that then, you're telling me this Inferno is going to look a little deeper from Faze?
Absolutely, that's one of their strongest maps. When you look towards the T side, that's where they have a lot of variety, good set pieces, right, which is something that we praise them for, but also great individuals. I've seen a couple of times on LAN, it's just Guardian wins them the map. We talk about how it's difficult to op on the T side of Inferno, but Guardian somehow still makes it happen time and time again, getting those entry kills.
Yeah, absolutely, Chad.
Yeah, I think the transitional defense from Faze on this map is fantastic on the CT side. They do it very well. They set up the brick wall here better than most. I think the question mark for me is going to be NiP, they set on the CT side here. They've warmed up. They're looking good. I think they're going to need at least 10 to 11 rounds on the first half if they want to take this map, and that's a tall task.
And for me, that transitional defense, right, being dynamic on the CT side is going to be the name of the game for Faze, because we saw yesterday the semifinal for NiP versus SK, right? They did a great job of punishing SK for that passive setup on B, had that extra Molotov for dark corner on B, which really, forces you to play in the open pretty much. So Faze needs to make a play before it comes to that part of the round, right? Better pop flash in front of banana, try to get a cheeky kill or some map information, or play a bit more aggressive towards mid so that you know when to make the rotate or maybe get a man advantage before the late round execute comes in.
So win conditions then for the Ninjas. We know Faze are hot favourites, especially now this is their domain, their map pick. What do the Ninjas have to be doing and being able to capable with?
Rez on the T side, they need to find space for him to keep getting those entry frags, right? He's been very important in that role. Something that I need to note, though, is NiP, they like to do the second mid executes without top mid control. And the problem is, if you do that against Faze, you're going to get mowed down time and time again. They're happy for you to do that, right? You need to contest them. You need to get a fight. And you need to find those entries. Once you do that, you can string them out a little bit. You can make them rotate. And that's when NiP can find their gaps and strike.
So probably the scariest bit of feedback from our desk is you have to be brave and you have to take fights.
They've been brave.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about NiP thus far. They're taking it to them, and they're taking with equal amounts of skill as what we've seen other Faze guys throughout the tournament.
Maintain that individual level of skill. We know these names are capable of. Forrest has proven it on Cobblestone. Rez, Get Right, Draken, Exist coming in as well. They are going to stand tall as they venture into Inferno. Faze, though, are hot favourites, and albeit on a hot map, it is Inferno. And I'm assuming you guys, if I forced for a prediction, expecting to see this one go 1-1 all the way.
Leaning to Faze, yeah.
Leaning to Faze, same.
All right, we're expecting to see Faze put up a real fight here as we go into their map. You know what time it is, Oracle Arena. We're going back into the fray. Your second map of the best of 5. And I've got 2 happy chappies who could be guiding you through. Henry G and Sadakist. Make some noise.
Thank you so much, Alex. Yes, we are back for map number 2. It's Inferno. And I hope you're enjoying the show so far. It's been an epic showing from NiP on the first map, and they've looked hot, man, Inferno. You remember them against SK Gaming? They had the execution, they had the teamwork, everything was looking very good. This could be another fantastic play here.
Well, that's the interesting thing, because the desk seemed to think this one was a pretty much foregone conclusion toward Faze, saying 11 rounds required for NiP, but they threw some innovation to the mix, an additional Molotov in the play toward A yesterday, and you're right, they took down SK. This, the pistol round important. Draken backs off as he has to toward the arch. Get Right is the one with the kit this time, so Exist goes battle style and finds, actually not anything. Get Right instead. It's Rain to get all three back, though, as he baits them out, takes down two teammates, but it doesn't matter, because now they just have to focus Rez inside of Pit. Good find from Guardian, as Forrest left to do everything he dare, but it's going to be a challenge to get back to the site. Kit down where Get Right fell in front of Library. He's already got that to his name. And he knows there's at least one on the site, but Rain again finds a kill, fourth in the round, and it's 1-0 for Faze.
An absolute brawl to kick things off with the pistol round and Inferno. It's Rain to find the lion's share of the kills as they go very quickly towards top of middle, focusing on the arch, wrapping around to the bomb site itself, and Rain doesn't miss a beat. Every single shot going in his favor there with the Glock, and we're not going to see the force weapon NiP. This has been a pillar of their economy approach on the CT side. After losing the pistol, they don't force buy. They just get the upgraded pistols here. They're looking at the bigger picture, which is a good thing to do. As they'll go into Rez towards top of Banana, looking for those opening kills once again. He's been so strong so far. This time shut down by Guardian, 5-4. They don't have to work too hard at this point. They've got full Banana control. They can execute and go all in towards B if they want to. It's more advice is to hold up and see what reactions come from the CT side. See if you can bait our utility like they have just now. And the CTs will be challenging towards the barrels.
Draken tries to poke out with the USB in hopes of giving Exist a better chance, but a smoke off. Olaf even sprays through that and finds Draken. First pistol thus far, by the way, for FaZe Clan. They went 0-2 on Cobblestone, so a great start on Inferno, and just Forrest left to find. Does have a deagle. We knew how punishing that could be, but I don't think it's good enough to win a round this time. Maybe just some damage and some guns dropped at the very best.
Yeah, not really much Forrest can do with this at all. You're absolutely right. It's good to see this discipline from Faze and not giving anything up. We have seen what disgusting things Forrest has been capable of with this Desert Eagle. He'll be smoked out of position, looking for anyone flanking him through city spawn. That's not going to be the case. Faze making sure they eradicate every single risk at this point. The bomb will be planted around guaranteed at this stage, and Forrest will give up his position by spamming through the smoke. Won't get anything for it. And Faze looking very likely to get the 3-0. This has been a common trend for NiP now. They go down 3-0 pretty much at the start of every game. They'll win the gun round, then lose the subsequent round, go down 5-6-1, and then they're on the comeback, which they have been doing very well, I have to say. They always seem to manage to pull it off.
With just Forrest remaining on a deagle, you saw them even then deploy the smoke towards CT. They don't want to lose anything on the FaZe side early on. You're right, it is a common trend. It happened yesterday against SK. Every single map. They had a 6-3 lead at map 2, but that was shocking, to be honest. An ancient history for what matters now. NiP want to go back-to-back in IEM. FaZe want to go back-to-back in the Grand Slam. Exist covers off the hallway. He'll back down. Stack it up aggressively. In fact, look at the A site. There's all 5 players on that side of the map. So FaZe need to figure this out early.
It should be a clean sweep. We've only got PT50s, no armor for the NiP side. They've got a little stack towards the apartments. They're a very common position for defaults in terms of the T approach. You're trying to get control of that area first, but FaZe aren't interested in that. They're going to stay as a 5-man unit towards middle, and they'll fall back after spotting a couple of players there and just hold up. They have got some B control at the same time. The bomb's down in that position. See Nico and Olaf Meister ascertaining that the B bomb site is open for business, and there's no CT presence there whatsoever. A full A stack from the Ninjas, and one that won't work out for them. It's up to them now to decide whether they just deny frags for FaZe and stop them farming money with those UMPs, or they'll try and get some exit frags.
Red, Sardi. Backed off is just going to make sure no one's pushing around from the archway. Get Right. Checks underpass as well. We might have a round with all 10 staying alive. It's very